Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, we are going to discuss about joins. So in the past videos, we discussed a lot of basic concept about the SQL, and in this series, we are going to discuss about what is join, why we use the join, different types of join. We are going to discuss in detail both the theoretical part as well as the practical session with lot of example. So if you are interested to know more about joins, watch this video till the end. So in today's video, we are going to discuss about what is join, then why do we use join, and I'm going to create the two new table, and we are going to start the discussion about the types of join. So let's start with the today's video. So the first point we are going to discuss is what is join? So a join in SQL is basically used to combine a data from two or more table based on the related column between them. So basically suppose there are two tables and you want to combine them. In that case you can use the join. So there is a concept like a foreign key and primary key that we are going to discuss in detail in the further session. So now just let's understand there is a concept like foreign key and primary key, and using this key we are connecting this two table. So this is some related column is a present in the both the table, and using this column we are combining two or more tables. So in a real example, think like you are connecting puzzle pieces together. So for each table has a part of the information, and a join helps you to see the complete picture. So it's like you are having two puzzle pieces and you are combining and forming a complete picture. So the same like we are using the joins to combine the two table to form a complete picture, or to create a data, or to create the table however we want. So for that I'm going to create the two tables name as the department and the employee. So let's create the table. So for that I have already written queries to create the table. So we are going to create a two table. So the first one is the department table and the second one is the employee table. So if you see the table column, in the department we have two column, department ID and the department name. Department ID is the integer value and it is the primary key. In the department name, we are not accepting any null value. So here you can see not null. And here I have added the data using the insert into command. So if you see the data, the first column we have added the integer value, which is the department ID. And the second column is the department name like HR, IT, marketing and sales. And there is another table name as the employees, which is having column like employee ID, then name, department ID. So department ID here is the foreign key, which is taking the reference of the department ID here. So now you can refer, this is the related column between the both the table. So this is the same column, and here you can see it is a primary key here, and this is the foreign key here. So using this two column, we are going to join this two table. So department ID in employees is the foreign key that reference the department table, and the foreign key allows matching for the join and it ensures the data integrity. And after that you can see the query of the insert into, where I'm adding the data into this employee table. Again we are adding the four records, so this is the employee record, and here you can see the employee ID, then employee name and this department ID. So here department ID, if you map this, so Alice is from the department HR, Bob is from the department IT, Charlie is from the department marketing. As you can map this ID, department ID, from this table to this table, you will understand which employee belongs to which department. And for the David, you can see the department ID is the null. So it is not defined like David belongs to which department. So this is the data available. So let's create the table first. So I'm going to create the department table first. So you just need to copy paste these queries and execute this one. So currently I'm connected to the master, I'm changing it to the employee database, and I'm going to create all my tables and data in the employee database. If you want, you can create another database for the join. I'm going to use the same database. So let's execute this query. All these queries I'm providing in the description as well as in the comment section. So you don't need to worry about, you can just copy paste and use this command. So right now we have created this department table. You can see the message commands completed successfully. The next thing is I'm adding the data. So adding data, we are using the insert into command. So just let's execute this one and let's see the data is getting added. So you can see we have added the 4 rows. So here in the message, you can see the 4 rows are affected. After that, I'm going to add this employee table as well. So for the employee table also we have the query here to create the employee table and to add the data. So I'm going to copy paste this both of creating the employee table and adding the data. Here also we are adding the 4 records, right? So now we have created this table here. So if you see previously we have created just employee detail and sales table in the employee database. So right now you just need to refresh this database, and then you can check what exactly the tables are created properly and what exactly the data is available using the select command. So let me just refresh this one. So once you refresh, you can go to the employee database. Here under table, you can see there are 2 tables now added. The one is the department and the other one is the employees. You can see what are the columns present under this also. So we have added the department ID and the department name under the department table. And for the employees, we have added employee ID, name and the department ID. And department ID is the foreign key here. So now let's see what exactly the data available inside this table. So for that, I'm going to create the new query. You can connect to the employee database or whatever the database you have created. And I'm just going to write a simple select query just to see the data. So for that, I'm going to write tpo dot first one is the department. Let's see what exactly the data available in the department. So we have added the Ford record and the same data you can see here as well. So let's check the data for the employee details as well. I'm going to just copy paste this query, and instead of the department you can write the employees, and let's both the execute this table. And now you can see whatever the data we have added, you can see here in the table as well, right? So here, as we already discussed the relation between these two tables, so there is a common column name as the department ID. So now let's see what exactly use of the joins and why do we use joins. So as we discuss, in a relational database, data is usually split into a multiple table to avoid the redundancy and to maintain the structure. So for example, here in the employee table, you can understand we can maintain the data like instead of mentioning department ID, I can put like department ID, department name, all the details here. So maybe the department head or the department related details I can add here as well, but that will create the redundant data. So suppose Alice is there, or there are 10 different employees who are working in the same department. Then I need to repeat all the same data again and again. So that will create the redundancy in the data, and that will make our data huge, right? So here if you see, we have created the separate table name as the department where we are maintaining all the data. So we don't need to repeat this data again and again in the employee table. We have just mapped this both the table using the same column name as the department ID. So from this department ID, if I go back here, I will get all the data related to that particular department. So I don't need to add all the data in the employee table. So basically, in a relational database, we split the data into a multiple tables. So here we have the 2 tables. There might be many tables which are interconnected using the related column, right? So this use is for to avoid the redundancy of the data, and it maintain the structure as well. So let's see some more uses of this joins and why we split the data like that, and why we use the joins to connect these tables. So we can connect two or more tables using the join. So first one is we can retrieve the related data. So here you can see we took the example of the employee table and the department. These are both a different table. But if you want to display like I want to display like employee name and then department name, I can do using the joins. So basically you need to use the join for this two table on the department ID. So I can create a new table where I will display the employee name and the department name. Like for the Alice, instead of mentioning ID, I can directly connect and mention Alice, department name HR, Bob, department name IT, and the Charlie, department name marketing. Like that, I can use the join and display this new data, which makes more sense, right? From the department ID, as a third user, I'm not understanding which department Alice is belongs to. But if I connect this two table using the joins, and if I get the name, employee name and department name, I can easily understand this Alice employee is belongs to HR department. Like that, for the retrieving the related data, we can use the join. The second one is to normalize the data. So join makes normalization practical. It follows the data to be stored efficiently. So here data we are splitting into the two tables, and efficiently we are storing the data. So because of splitting it into two table, it avoiding the data redundancy, and it is maintaining the structure. So it store the data efficiently, and relation between the tables to be reconstruct, we can reconstruct any times whenever it is needed. So for that we are using this joins. Then the third one is avoids data duplication. So as we discuss in a relational database, we are splitting the data into the multiple table. So which will avoid the data duplication. So instead of mentioning all the department related details in the employee table, I'm creating a separate table name as a department. So it is avoiding the duplicate data. So instead of storing the department name everywhere in a employees rows, we are storing the department ID in the employee, and we are storing the department detail in the department table, and we can use the joins to view the full information whenever needed. The fourth one and the last one use of the join is to build the complex queries. So joins allow you to build the complex query. So what is meant by complex queries? So you can combine a data from multiple table, not from this two table. You can combine the data from multiple table using the related column. So you can use the filter across the relationship, and as well you can build a report and analytics that span the multiple entities. So let's conclude this discussion like why do we use join? So join is a way to connect a tables in SQL. It helps to combine a related data based on a common key or a common column. It is essential for working with a normalized database where data is a split across a multiple tables. So there are different types of join. So there is a inner join, then left join, right join. We are also going to discuss about the left anti-join, right anti-join and full outer join, as well as the self join. So these are the types of the join, and everything theoretical part like why we use this join and how we use this join, like practical example using the same table, we are going to discuss from the next session. So in the next session I will explain you what is the inner join, the syntax for the inner join, and the practical example like how we connect these two tables using the inner join, and what exactly the output we are expecting when we are using the inner join. So everything we are going to discuss in the next session. So make sure that you watch all these videos from the playlist if you are interested to know more about the joins. So I'm going to cover everything from the basic to advanced about the join. So make sure that you watch all this video throughout. And if you have any question, you can put down that in the comment section. I will try to respond them as soon as possible. If this video is useful for you, please like, share and subscribe to this video and press that notification bell icon so you will get notified every time I post a new video. Thank you for watching this video till the end and have a nice day.